Hello and welcome to Pearls of Parmadice. My name is Courtney and I'm coming to you from Parma, Ohio, where I live with my husband and all of our yarn. Today is Thursday, July 16th, and if you're new, a huge welcome. If you're returning, a big welcome back. I took a little hiatus a couple of weeks ago, so you may have noticed I didn't post a podcast. There's nothing wrong. I just wanted a little bit of a summer break, and to be quite honest, I didn't have much to show or talk about in general. It just didn't seem like the best use of either of our time, and yeah, so thanks for being understanding while I took my little summer break. But I am back. I have been knitting, I've been reading, and we have a lot to talk about. So first things first, if you're new here, you may not know, I run what is it even called? Just blanked. The Giant Mini Mal. This year, the Giant Mini Mal 2026. And it is a year-long make-along where you use your mini skeins, you use your scraps, you use your leftovers, create something new with those, and enter to win some prizes. That is hosted over on Ravelry. You can head over there for more details on the rules or whatever. I also have talked about it at length in many other episodes that you can go back and look at. So quarter 2 did end on June 30th. I have drawn 2 winners. I am going to post those here. So winner 1 and winner 2, congratulations. Prizes this year are pattern prizes that are $10 USD or under. So if you can each reach out to me on Ravelry, let me know what pattern you would like, and I will get that sent over to you. If I don't hear from you in 2 weeks, which would be when I record again, I will need to draw new winners. I also have been hosting the super duper loosey goosey garment mal this year, which is very chill. You don't have to complete anything. One of my goals for the year was to work on garments. I've been casting on a new garment at the beginning of each month. As you'll see, have I finished garments? No. Not really, but that's okay. That's okay. The point is to work on them, to build skills, all of that good stuff. That's just a chatter thread. So if you would like to participate, you can enter over there, post your progress. If you are not a garment maker, but you still want to participate, that's cool. You can chat. Get in there, do some chatter. We can chat about the latest garment patterns, whatever garment you're working on. If you are wanting to make a garment and you've never done it before and you have some questions, hop over there, ask your questions. People are always happy to help. So anyways, that is all we're going to talk about with that, except I did draw 1 winner for quarter 2. Same thing for prizes. That winner will be posted here. Congratulations to all of you. And same thing, you have 2 weeks to respond. So that would be, let's say by July 29th. So I guess a little less than 2 weeks, but I will probably record again on July 30th. So I will need to decide by then. So if you can get back to me by the end of the day, July 29th, message me over on Ravelry and let me know what pattern you'd like. That's $10 US or under. Okay. Do I have any other admin? I don't think so. I do just want to mention today the lighting might be a little weird. The smoke from the Canadian wildfires has shown up here as of this morning. We do have some air quality alerts. We have a funky haze outside. If you are affected by those wildfires in any way, I do hope that you stay safe, especially if you are in Canada, or I believe Minnesota here in the States is experiencing some of those really horrible wildfires. Please stay safe. Take care of yourself and your family and your pets and all of those things. All right, I think we're ready to jump in. So I have been knitting a lot, but I also haven't been knitting a lot. You'll see what I mean. We will start with my, not winter, summer solstice project. I had told you all that I would be casting this on summer solstice, and I did, but that is all I did. I cast it on and knit a few rounds. So I am knitting myself a pair of Christmas socks. So there is the yarn, and I'll go over details here in a second. And that is what I have so far. Not very much. I am just doing my own mishmash vanilla sock pattern. I talked about that in previous episodes as well. It's not really a pattern. It's just my sock recipe that works for me. I am knitting these on US 1.5 needles. This is a fingering weight yarn. Also, I use Chow Goose for almost everything. I love my Chow Goose. So these are the Chow Goose, the red, whatever. They're not interchangeables. They're just fixed. All right. Oh, that's right. Okay. So this is the Flot Sock 4F Christmas by Relana Garn. I completely butchered that, and I'm so sorry. There is that information. It's color 2501, and this is what they are supposed to look like when they are completed. And it looks like, again, it's really hard to tell. It's definitely 25% polyamide, and then 75%, it says in English virgin wool, but in the, I'm going to assume this is German, in the German, there is definitely the word superwash there. So I don't know. I don't really know. I don't have much to say on these. I did not work on them very much. Not because I didn't want to. I really wanted to work on these. But I have some other knitting, I don't want to say priorities. We'll talk about it. You'll understand in a few minutes. Okay. You all, if you've been around, you know what's in this bag. This is my Linus shawl. I also did not bring over my knitting notes, so we're just gonna run with it. It's fine. It is what it is. Does this say oh yes. So this is the Linus by Annett Cordes, and this will be on the screen, so whatever, it's fine. And this is my second time knitting this pattern. I really enjoy it. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's a very simple garter stitch asymmetrical shawl. This is what I have left of the yarn to go. You go until this is as big as you want it, or you run out of yarn. I'm going till I run out of yarn. And the yarn is, this is why I need my notes. Again, it'll be down below in the description box. I know the colorway is May 2020. I want to say it's like Baah yarn La Jolla or something. It's a fingering weight yarn. It's really pretty. I have talked about this project a lot, so if you are returning, you're probably screaming it at your TV or your screen or whatever you're watching it on. I didn't get a ton done on this. I have not been knitting on the go a whole lot. I can't remember. The last 4 weeks are kind of a blur. I think I don't think I've seen you all since I saw Toy Story 5. I did take this to the drive-in for that, which I think is when a lot of this got done. We saw it the weekend it came out. So I'm pretty sure that's most of what this is from. And it's starting to get long. Like, there's quite a few stitches on my needles. But I got that chunk done. And you wear it kind of like this. So we are getting there. We are definitely getting there. I love how the colors look in this. It's so bright. It's so fun. It's just very summery. I really love it. But again, I haven't been working on it. I haven't been knitting on the go. When I've been on the go, I've been busy doing things, or I've been reading, and we'll get into it. It'll all be in life stuff, but I feel like I haven't knit much. I don't know. My second to last whip I have to show you, and we're only 10 minutes in. This never happens. This was my July 1st garment cast on. Now, you may recognize it because I had started swatching for this. Gosh, I don't know, November of 2024, I think. So, and I do have my swatch over there. I didn't bring it over. It's fine. But I got this done. You're probably wondering what this is. So this is the Lorelai by Marley Bird, and it was her, I'm pretty sure, 2024 Turkey Trot Mystery Knit Along. And I got as far as half of a swatch. So I did finish up that swatch, which I know, who am I? I don't normally swatch, but I was glad I did. I did not get gauge. My gauge was too large. So these are size 8 Chaogu needles. And so I thought, no big deal, that's fine. I'll go down to a size 7. I am running into the flaw in my plan of casting on all these garments. Full disclosure, I have, I think, 26 whips going right now. I know. But it's okay. It's fine. I'm okay with it. My problem is I'm running out of needles, which I know it looks like I have a lot back here, and I do. But I'm running out of the sizes I can, like, what is the word I'm looking for? Come on. What is it? Not continually. That's not it. I typically use, like, 7s, 4s, 5s, 6s. Like, that's kind of my sweet spot. Those are pretty much in use. So I took a look at the size range, and to be honest, there are a lot of sizes. It is a size inclusive pattern. My issue though is there wasn't a size that I felt was going to fit my body the way that I wanted it to. I have a 45-inch bust, and so one of the sizes is 45 inches, and I think the next one is like 51 inches, and I don't want 6 inches of positive ease in this vest. That is too much. But I also don't want it to be super tight on my bust either, because it's a vest. I want to wear a top under it. I don't want it to be super constricting. The yarn is just going to be linked down below because I actually don't remember what this is at all. I believe it's 100% synthetic, either like acrylic or polyamide or something. I think. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure. I want to say it's like Red Heart Ferris wheel or something, maybe. It's very pretty. But I know myself. I tend to run warm, and I don't wear a lot of acrylic things because they don't breathe a lot. So, and I like natural fibers that breathe a little bit more, just personally for myself. All that to say, I don't want this to be super tight on my bust. So what I decided is I am going to knit the 45-inch size, but I'm going to keep going with the size 8 needles. I think that's going to work itself out. I think it's going to balance out, and I will end up with something that's not the 51-inch, but also isn't the 45. That's somewhere in the middle, and as long as it falls somewhere in the middle, I am good with that. So it's a little experimental. I'm okay with it, and that's what I got. I am actually really enjoying this. I did knit this a little bit on the go, but not a ton. And if you've noticed, I haven't mentioned anything about what I'm knitting at home. I've been knitting a lot at home. My problem is my current project is not portable at all. And I'm kind of over it, but we're going to remedy that. So, last but not least, for the knitting portion, which I know this is very fast, but you're going to see where the bulk of my knitting time went. Like many, many, many hours over the past 4 weeks have gone into my Garter Squish-ish. This is not exactly the Garter Squish, which is barely a pattern anyway, but it's kind of based on it. Okay, so again, if you haven't seen, it is living in this very fancy box, which I cannot wait to throw out. I'm ready to get this out of my living room. I am ready to be done with this project, and I could just put it away, but I really want it done. Few reasons. One, I want to donate this to an organization that the previous library that I worked at, there's a knitting and crochet partnership with this organization. And so I want to donate it to that, which I think donations usually have to be in by early November. But this thing is huge. I want it out of my house. I want to stop looking at this box. And it's going to be a lot of grams out of my stash, which will make me very happy. I don't know if I'm going to track grams in and out next year. There is, which I didn't really mention at the beginning, so I guess I'll mention it here. I do have a Ravelry group for the podcast. There's just general chatter over there. There is grams in and out. There is a thread for that if that's something you track and want some encouragement with or whatever, along with all of the knit-alongs. There's also a Discord chat. If you would like to be added to the Discord group, please reach out to me. Ravelry is really the only place on the internet that I am these days. My email will also be linked down below. You can reach me there. I am pretty much not on Instagram anymore at all. I haven't been over there in a while, and I am really loving that. I am really loving not being on Instagram. I am leaving it alone for right now. I'm probably not going to link it below anymore because it's not a place that you can reach me. I'm leaving it up for now just because the rules to the make-along are over there. But after this year, I may be getting rid of that altogether. I'm really enjoying not having it. It's been great. So you can send me an email if Ravelry is not accessible to you. But if Ravelry is accessible to you and you'd like to be added to that Discord chat, which, again, I would love to be more active in there. I've been busy. But that is kind of where stuff is happening. So you can let me know, and I am happy to add you to that group. All that to say, that was my little intermission. Here is my Garter Squish. Ugh. Okay. My goal, and if you've been around, you know how this goes, so please don't hold me to this, but my goal, as of right now, is to have this thing done by the end of July. And you may be going, Courtney, this looks like a very hot project to be knitting on in the middle of summer. Yes, it is. It absolutely is. But it has been such a heat wave the past few weeks that we have had our air conditioning on 24/7. It has not been cool enough to turn it off. And when it has been cool enough, it has been extremely humid. So the AC is on. And I still need to have a fan blowing directly on me on high while I'm knitting this because it is very warm, but I am very, very determined. Where in the world? Okay. All right. This is going to be a little twisty, but hang on. I'm very determined to get this done. So, as you can see, it's kind of a mess, and that's fine. I don't care. I don't know. I can't even see. I don't know how much is showing, but hopefully you get the picture. Where's my progress keeper? Just like feeling around for it. Okay. This is huge, by the way. So the last you saw, I was down here. So I knit 2 full skeins plus quite a lot of this one since you last saw me. And obviously I'm holding that double with a random white and off-white and ivory acrylic worsted-ish weight leftovers. So, yeah, I have knit a lot. Like this thing, let me see if I can hold it upside down, because upside down, I think I can show you like the width of this. And this is not, I cast on way more stitches than the Garter Squish says to. I don't know what I was thinking, but it is massive. Like, I can't even show you. I cannot even show you. My blinds are right there. That's what keeps clacking. Sorry about the clacking. But it's, I mean, just, it never stops. It just keeps going. It is massive. It is massive. But it's almost done. It is so close. And by so close, I mean, I have this, and then this, and then this, and we're done. So I decided early July that this was getting done this month. And I figured out July has 5 weeks, which isn't typical for a month, but the way that it fell, I believe July 1st was on a Wednesday, so I counted that as the first week. And then the last week, July ends on a Friday. So I'm counting those. There's enough days in both of those weeks that they each got counted as a full week of July. So the first week, I knit, whoop, this is just a mess. Okay, I knit this skein here. The second week, I knit this skein, and we're in the third week. And my goal is by the end of the night, Saturday, to have this done. This skein done. And then Sunday, I can begin on this one. Knit this one next week, and then that last week of July, finish it off with this. I don't know for sure if that will happen or not, but I really hope it does. I would love to get this finished, show you all on the next podcast, hopefully, and get it washed and take it over to my former library and get that donated. That is the hope. Then I can get rid of this box, get part of my living room back, and focus more on some other projects. But this has been my big focus. I am knitting this on some Knit Picks interchangeables, and these are a size US 15, which is a 10 millimeter needle. So it's a big needle. The yarn, like I said, the white and off-white is just random acrylic scraps and leftovers. The yarn is all Lion Brand Homespun. This one is Cherry Blossom. This one is Antique. This is Mediterranean, and then this is Ambrosia. And those were all skeins that I was given or inherited, things like that. So getting so much yarn out of my stash with one project is so motivating, and I'm ready to have that done. I am also craving fall. Sorry about the dust. This blanket has so many fibers that are going everywhere, and it just sits out in my living room, so it's kind of collected a little bit of dust. And pollen, probably. But anyways, I am not a summer person. If you know me, if you've been around, not a summer person. I'm craving fall already. I know, we're only mid-July. But I'm looking forward to wearing my fall garments. I realized I didn't talk about this either. I'll talk about it in a second. And I really want to work on some things for fall. I also have some baby cardigans that I started that I'd like to finish up again to donate to that same organization. Just, I want to work on some other projects, but I really want this guy done and out the door. I also, once this is done, I feel like I will be ready to go back to that log cabin blanket, which if you were around for the first quarter of the year, you're probably so sick of hearing about it. I really worked on it. I really did. And then I had a little snafu and I needed a break. So that's been sitting aside. I'd really still love to get that done. By the end of the year, I'm ready. I feel ready to revisit that. So once this is done, I think that will be the blanket that I, work on. And I'm not sure what else I'll be working on. I'm probably going to pick away at some whips, some garments, some things like that. So what I'm wearing, we're all over the place. Clearly, when I miss a podcast, it just all, I don't know. I get rusty. So this is the Azul top by Elizabeth Smith. I knit this out of Knit Picks CotLin. And it's got, let me see if I can kind of hold up. It's got this pretty drop stitch detail on the bottom. It has just a very subtle little stockinette bit here that just gives a little interest. It is knit bottom up. And I want to say, I think it's seamless. I believe this was a 3-needle bind off. It is a paid for pattern. This is my top of the summer, probably my most worn summer piece. And I love it. I get compliments on it all the time. It's very easy. It's lightweight. I really enjoy this one. So if you're looking for a summery top, maybe you're in the Southern Hemisphere and you're craving summer, or you're looking for just one more summer piece to knit to sneak into your late summer wardrobe, this is a really great one. Okay, I think that's all I have for the knitting. It's been all about that blanket, which I've kind of been doing as a buddy knit with Jenny Lee of the Wyoming Knits podcast. I am really behind on podcasts. So I don't know if she's been working on hers or not. I need to catch up with her, but I have been working on mine, Jenny Lee. I have been working on it a lot. I have gotten so much done, and I just need this done. I need this done. Okay, so if you were just here for the knitting, that's all the knitting I have. We are going to segue into, and I haven't crafted. I haven't done any other crafting. I want to get back into sewing. I don't need to, but I would like to start my next embroidery project. I just haven't gotten there. We'll talk about it in life stuff. But anyway, if you're just here for the knitting, thanks for hanging. We're going to segue into what I've been reading. And part of why I didn't podcast a couple weeks ago is I also hadn't been reading a lot. I hadn't finished. It's been a funky couple of weeks. But now I have finished quite a few things. So we are going to go through those. We're not going necessarily exactly in the order that I finished things. We're going to go in the order that I started them. Because you'll see why. Okay, so the first book we're going to talk about is my digital book I was reading, which I haven't read a digital book in probably a decade. It is not my preferred form of reading, but at the library that I work at now, we are allowed to read digitally during downtime. So, which is really nice. My last library, we were not allowed to do that. So this is great. And I like it because I can read some things that I wouldn't necessarily want to read in print at home. And which is great for relating to people and being able to recommend books and stuff. So I read Planning Perfect by Haley Neal. This was an LGBTQIA plus romance, and it was a YA, which also I felt like would be good for reading there, because, you get interrupted a lot. I may only read a few pages every time, and I didn't want a spicy romance. So YA was a safe choice. And, yeah, it was a nice story, but I didn't need to focus in too much, which was great. I started this June 1st and I finished it July 14th. It was 370 pages and I gave it 3.75 stars. Full disclosure, I only even opened this maybe once a week, and there were a lot of weeks that I didn't even look at it. So that's why it took me so long, not because it was a difficult read or anything like that. It was copyright 2023, and it follows a teenage girl named Felicity. Felicity has some mental health struggles. She is bisexual and asexual, and she has kind of a non-traditional family. Her mom designed this mobile game that got really popular, and while she was in college, and then after that she just sort of was like, well, I made my money, I'm gonna freelance and ghostwrite novelizations of movies, and I want to have a child. So she did that all on her own. She did all of that, kind of did things out of the traditional trajectory, and Felicity is that child. She's the daughter, and her mom has now met a wonderful man who's been a part of their lives for years. She's getting married to this man, and Felicity views her mother as very irresponsible. As you read this, her mom really isn't that irresponsible, but Felicity is very much a type A person, very much a rule follower, a perfectionist for sure, and things don't always go her way, and when they don't, she struggles with that. And so we kind of follow Felicity as she has decided she is planning this wedding, and there's an internship riding on this, and she's dealing with some friendship issues and a potential love interest. And it was a really good story. It was a nice little coming of age. There were a lot of funny bits, and you really get to follow Felicity. There were a lot of times that I was like, oh girl, no. You need to communicate. And yeah, but it was a really lovely story with great characters. So if you're looking for something that doesn't take a ton of brain power and that sounds like your jam, I'd recommend it. It was pretty good. Okay, the next one, which we had talked about the last time I podcasted, was Where the Wildflowers Grow by Tara Shelton Harris. This one was a contemporary literary fiction. I read it in print. Everything else I'm going to talk about, I read in print. I started that June 10th, finished it June 22nd. I gave it 5 stars. There were, I don't know. The page thing was kind of a whole thing, 450 or 471, depending on how you counted it. I'm counting 471 because I read all 471, and it was copyright 2026. This was a beautiful story. It had a lot of themes of loss, of grief, renewal, second chances. We follow a woman named Lee throughout the book, and she is a prisoner, but we don't know why until much later in the book. And she ends up with a wild, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to basically go underground and live her life. Through a freak accident, she finds herself free-ish. Free-ish. She's not really free. She's not supposed to be out, but she is. And So we kind of watch her as she travels and finds herself on this flower farm with this ragtag group of men, and we watch her really battle her demons and become the best version of herself as we get pieces and parts of where she came from and what all led up to her being imprisoned. There is a romance. It's definitely a slow burn. It's just a really beautiful story. The characters are fabulous. I'm becoming more of a character-driven reader than plot-driven, which is interesting to me. I've really noticed that shift this year. But yeah, secrets kind of have a way of popping up and popping out into the light. Lee's secrets are no exception. And yeah, if you enjoy that kind of book, I would highly recommend this. It was so good. Very well written. It was lovely. The next book that I started was The Convenience Store by the Sea by Sonoko Machida. The genre is contemporary fiction. I started this June 22nd. I finished it July 12th. It was 297 pages long. Copyright 2020. It is a Japanese book. Not sure what the copyright date is on the translation. Full disclosure. And I gave it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed this. I am finding myself, which this will come into play here in a few minutes, I am really enjoying Asian stories that have, and Japanese authors, a lot of them tend to do this, have like books with just like little, they're written pretty simply, but they have really good like little lessons and great characters that intertwine and intersect. I'm really finding myself enjoying that this year. And this one was no exception. So this one is about a Tenderness convenience store. I don't know if that's a real chain. I'm assuming it's fictional. And it follows some of the employees and the customers and the people who walk by. And this is in like on the ground floor of, it sounds like a large apartment. And most of the apartments upstairs are for senior citizens. And it follows some of the people who live in the apartments. And just how their lives intertwine and intersect. And, I've got stuff falling out. We are almost at the end of this reading journal. Yeah, they all kind of come together around this convenience store and about how one person's action can affect all these other people in different ways. And each chapter sort of had its own little lesson. I really enjoyed it. If that sounds like your jam, or if you've never read anything like that, I'd recommend giving it a try. Another one that I've read, and I can't think of the author's name, I read this several years ago, Before the Coffee Gets Cold. That's another one that similar thing, lots of little lessons in there. I'm finding I'm really enjoying that. So it took me a long time to read this, not because it was long, not because it was a hard read, but because I went to my local indie bookstore, which support your local library, support your local indie bookstores. They are absolutely amazing. I went into my local indie bookstore and I don't even remember why I went in. Oh, I know why, other than the reason I'm about to tell you. I went in, my schedule has changed. I am working 2 evenings a week. My husband and I, those 2 days are on different sleep schedules. And I am not always tired when he is tired. But I like to go to bed at the same time. So I wanted to buy a little reading lamp. You know, reading light, like the kind that clips onto your book, so as not to disturb him. And I went in to get that. We both went in. We wanted to get those. I ended up leaving with a book because, of course, I did. And we get up to the counter and we're checking out. And I was like, oh, are you taking pre-orders for Sea of Charms, the new Sarah Beth Durst book? I want to pre-order that. I know I want it. And she goes, you're a big Sarah Beth Durst fan, right? And I was like, yeah. She's like a really big fan. And I'm like, yes. Like, I just met her. She was wonderful. It was like the best thing ever. And this is why your local indie bookstore is amazing. So she turns around and handed me an advanced reader copy. I'm like gonna cry. An advanced reader copy of Sea of Charms. Like, I lit up. I was so excited. So, of course, I immediately started it because I had to. Sarah Beth Durst is one of my favorite authors. And, yeah, so this is not out yet as of this recording. I believe this comes out next Tuesday, the 21st. If you have read, I would highly recommend, if you haven't read the other two books in the Spell Shop universe, I would read those first, and I'll get to why in a minute. So I read Sea of Charms by Sarah Beth Durst. It is a cozy fantasy with some romance, very clean. I love that this series, I have found, like, I will read stuff with spice. That's fine, but it's not my preferred. And this has it's great. It's just great. I started it June 27th. I finished it July 7th. I gave it 5 stars. Obviously, copyright this year. It did take me a while to read, and it wasn't because of the story. I just wanted to savor it. I wanted to sit with these characters, sit in these places. You could absolutely fly through it. I didn't want to do that. I really wanted to savor it and take my time through it. I adored this book. This one follows Marin, who, if you read The Enchanted Greenhouse, you have already met. She is a sailor. She sails around the Crescent Islands as a supply runner, and she has a sea serpent, Perry, that travels alongside her. That's kind of her only friend. And she picks up some other friends along the way. Marin has been deeply hurt and in the past, and we watch Marin as she struggles to learn to be around others and learn to trust others and learn a lot of lessons. And of course, as always, we visit lots of islands. There's so many magical delights in this book. Great characters that I would love to meet and have a cup of tea with. And we get to check in on our friends from the Spell Shop and from the Enchanted Greenhouse, which I loved. It really was like getting to go and surprise visit with an old friend. It was lovely. I can't say enough about her books in the cozy, just light, beautiful feeling they give. They're so good. They're so good. So yeah, I would highly recommend it. If you were not on the holds list for this one at your library, put it on hold. Go buy it. It's great. Read the first 2 first, because you will get more out of this one if you've read those 2. You don't have to read them first, but I would. I think you'll get a lot more out of this one. And then, of course, I went back to the convenience store by the sea and finished that up. Then, here's what's going on. Here's why I'm reading so much as well. I still have a whole pile of books from the library where I used to work that are starting to come due. And some of them I can't renew anymore. So I am trying to push through some of these, not like push through, like I'm not enjoying them, but I've got to pick up the pace and get those returned. But anyways, I read next Life, Loss, and Puffins by Catherine Ryan Hyde. This one I picked up because it had the word puffins on the cover, and I really like puffins. They're such a whimsical, funny little birds. I love them. It is a contemporary fiction. I knew nothing about it at all going in, except that puffins was in the title. I started it July 13th. I finished it this morning, July 16th. I gave it 4.25 stars. It was 258 pages long, so not a long or difficult read at all. Copyright 2024. So this book is about a girl named Rue. She is 13 years old, and she has graduated high school already. She is a certified true genius. She is she calls herself freakishly smart. But obviously she struggles socially because she is well beyond where her peers are and even where most adults are. So she is kind of struggling. She's going to college, starting at 13, and suddenly there is something very unexpected happens. I don't want to give too much away, but she finds herself in a position where her life is not going to go the way that she thought it would. She's experienced a deep loss, and when she had gone away to college, her mom didn't want her in the dorms because she's 13, and they found a family that Rue could stay with, and this family is a mother and son. The son is 17, almost 18. His name is Gabriel. Gabriel, my goodness, and Rue become fast friends, and they end up just taking off together. Not romantically at all. There is no romance in this book. So if that's what you're looking for, or if you were like, oh, 13 and 17, that is not good, don't worry. Don't worry. It's not in here. That's not what this is. That's not what this is. But Rue has never really learned how to have fun. She's very intellectual. She is studying astrophysics and stuff. She doesn't know how to have fun. And so Gabriel takes it upon himself to teach her how to have fun. And they go on this crazy wild adventure, just the two of them, and meet really well-written, incredible, fascinating characters along the way. Again, I am so into characters right now. And yeah, they start in California, they find themselves in Canada. It was a really great story. The reason I gave it 4.25 stars, I felt like the ending was rushed. I would have liked this book to be another 50 pages long at least. I felt like we really got to the climax and then the ending was rushed. I would have liked more of a slow resolution, a little more, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to give anything away. You guys will just have to read it if you're interested. It was very good, though. It really felt like a story that was about the journey, not the destination. So in that regards, the rushed ending wasn't too bad, but I still would have liked more. I wasn't ready to let these characters go. I wasn't done with them yet, but that's okay. I enjoyed it. I would recommend it. And the last book I'm going to talk about is the one that I just started. I have only read the introduction, so I'm not very far, but it is called Every Day I Read by, I'm probably not pronouncing this right, by Hwang Bo-rum. She is a South Korean author, and this one is a nonfiction. It's essays, memoir kind of thing, and it is really just her love letter to reading. So I'm excited to read this. It is 237 pages long, copyright 2021, and the English translation is copyright 2025. I have seen this book kind of everywhere. And so I'm excited to read it. It looks like just little essays that are quick. You have 5 minutes, you could sit down and read a chapter. So looking forward to reading this. I have zero opinion because I barely started it, and I'll report back on this one next time. Okay, that's it for reading. Into life stuff. I am still settling into my new job, my new life, my new everything, and my flow is changing, my rhythms are changing, and I'm really loving it. I am in a really happy, really great place right now, which is amazing. I've started doing yoga every morning, which is really helping my back pain and my flexibility. I've been doing that about 3 weeks. I'm loving that, just in my living room, just on YouTube. And yeah, I am spending more time outside. I just feel really free, and that has been fantastic. As those rhythms have changed, I am finding that I'm knitting a little bit less, and for right now, I'm okay with that. It is summer. As much as I am not a summer person, I'm really trying to stretch myself, trying to go outside. I've been taking my camping chair out into my side yard under some trees and trying to read there at least once or twice a week when possible. I wanted to today, but with the wildfire smoke, I don't think that is a wise idea, so I won't be doing that today. Pokemon Go Fest was last weekend. If you haven't, I don't know, I haven't talked about it in a while. If you're newer, you may not know, I am very into Pokemon Go. In fact, my friend code is down below, so if you play, or your partner or your children or whoever plays, feel free to share that. I love my Pokemon Go. And Go Fest was last weekend, so my brother came over. If you've been around, you know we did a big thing and had an absolute blast. I've been out walking a lot more and catching all of the Pokemon. I've been gaming a little bit, just a lot of everything. So it's been really good. I used to work with all of my friends. I don't work with all of my friends anymore. So I am finding that a lot of my free time is spent, which is great, in catching up with my friends, whether that's through phone calls, through texts, through stopping by, get-togethers, that kind of thing. And that's been really, really lovely. I have craft club tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to that. We are just getting a veggie pizza and doing collages. So very chill, very low-key. That'll be so much fun. I'm excited to see my friends. So that is what has been going on with me over here. And I think that is it. My pocket of delight. Honestly, probably my current pocket of delight, which some people call these glimmers, some people call them other things. For me, they're pockets of delight, was honestly, I've had so many lately. I'm just in such a good place. It's been really good. But getting that advanced copy of Sea of Charms, yeah, that was my pocket of delight for sure. 100%. Anyways, I am going to let you all go, and I hope that at some point over the next couple of weeks until we meet again, that you have some time to knit or swim or embroider, make a collage, blow bubbles, have a dance party, run around outside, whatever it is that brings you joy in your corner of paradise. And I will be over here knitting away in my little corner of paradise. I'll see you next time, friends. Bye.